yourself primarily in Test cricket as a batsman or a wicket keeper?
Well, it's a mixture. I think it's a.
Or your responsibility should be in equal parts.
I think it's equal because nowadays it's such a competitive world. You have to be at your best in whatever you are doing. So personally, I don't believe in like anybody's a part timer. Even if a batsman is given the ball before the lunch session or a tea session, then he's a bowler because ultimately he can get a batsman out and the wicket comes to his name. So it's not about part-timers. You have to practice well and you have to do whatever you can on the cricket field. In the same way, wicket-keeper batsman, when he goes on with the gloves on, he's just a wicket-keeper. He's no more a batsman. In the same way, when he goes on with the bat, he's just a batsman. It's better off to just leave one thing when you're not really doing it.
Yeah, compartmentalizing. But someone like Kumar Sangakkara, he eventually decided, because he's playing such a key role, to give up wicket keeping in Test cricket, considering the fact that you're captaining in one-day cricket and in T20 cricket, maybe eventually even in Test cricket. Just the amount of responsibility on you is going to increase, especially when the experience goes out of the side over the next couple of years. Do you see yourself maybe giving up wicket keeping in Tests just to focus on batting, or just still see yourself playing all these roles and carrying all this responsibility?
I think I will carry on with the gloves because I just love keeping and I don't want to shy away from any other things. And it may be demanding, it may be tiring, but that's what life is all about, So till I play cricket, I will keep wickets, and if I find someday I'm not able to be at my best when it comes to fitness, I'll just quit because I'm a wicket keeper batsman. And one of the other things is Sangakkara is a world class player, and he's very crucial for their sides, and you want them to be there for a long time. You want him to be there for if possible one day bat the whole day and get those 200 odd runs against his name and get a big score on the board. But my role is completely different right now, and I don't see it to change really in the next maybe couple of years. So in that way, the responsibility is completely different. So I don't think I really need to quit keeping to do anything like that. I just love it a bit too much, you can say.
Speaking of wicketkeeper batsman, Sangakkara, also Gilchrist. He's obviously someone who's not going to be there this time around when the Australians are playing. Maybe Matthew Hayden is probably the most experienced batsman. Ricky Ponting doesn't have a really good record here. Mike Hussey, of course, is untested in Indian conditions. Do you see that that is something that could hamper the Australians in both their bowling and the batting, the fact that there really isn't that kind of experience?
Well, a lot depends on the preparation, how they are preparing themselves, and what kind of wickets we end up with, playing. And if it's a normal Indian wicket that starts to turn, maybe from the very first day by the tea session, then it will be really tough for them. They will have to apply themselves to get those runs, and it will be tough. But at the same time, in the past few series, we have seen completely flat tracks, where there's no help for the seamers, at the same time nothing for the spinners, even on the fifth day. So it's all about how they are preparing themselves, how we are preparing ourselves.
But do you think then that we should play to our home advantage, considering, like you said, that we've seen a lot of flat tracks lately, even in the last series against Pakistan, except, maybe that Kanpur test would be one example where we really played to our home advantage. Do you think that sometimes maybe we should actually cater to the fact that yes, we have the spinners, why should we not exploit that?
Why not? But it's not that we don't have the fast bowlers. If you see, we have our fast bowlers have done well wherever we have played, whether it was South Africa, England, Australia, anywhere. So it's not that we don't have quality fast bowlers. They have taken up the responsibility. They have pulled up the socks, and they have come up and said, okay, I'll get you the wickets. You need a breakthrough, I'll get it. And at the same time, we have quality spinners. We don't really need to say anything about Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble, and at the same time, the bench strength is also strong. So of course it's good to play to your strength, but we are comfortable with playing on any surface, whether it's a seamer friendly surface or a spinner friendly surface. But of course, we'll have a bit more advantage considering it's a longer version of the game, and maybe the fast bowlers won't get the same amount of help throughout the 5 days. And at the end of the day, the spinners will come into action. So if it's a normal Indian wicket, it will be like favorable for us, and the spinners will get more purchase than the seamers.
Speaking of turn and bounce, with the fact that the Australians have one guy in Jason Krejza, Bryce McGinn is flying home with an injury. Jason Krejza really in his first outing hasn't had an happy outing at all. Do you think that it's really going to be difficult then for the Australians to bowl out the opposition twice?
Well, they have a very good seam attack, and as I said, it depends whether reverse swing is going on or not. What the conditions, how favorable they are for the seamers, but basically they will rely on their seamers a lot because that's their strength and they will play according to their strength, and at the same time, we have quite a balanced attack. Of course, our spinners have more experience compared to our fast bowlers.
Speaking of spinners, Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble have over 900 wickets. That's more than the spin quartet has taken in their entire career spans. Would you rate them as one of the greatest spin duos of the modern game?
And I can say some of the test cricketers, they have retired before getting 1,000 runs in test cricket. So, it's a great achievement, and I don't really believe in comparison, so I won't, compare them to anyone. But yeah, they are the best that I've kept. They are the best that I've seen in person, and it's a pleasure to share the dressing room with them. That's what I can say. And there's loads of responsibility in them, and that's what they have done. Whenever you need a wicket, they have given you the breakthrough. Whenever India is under pressure, they have come up and taken those crucial wickets, wherever they have played. So, yeah, you can say they are among the best.